Hi, going a little bit early this week. I know. I've got an event at 5 o'clock that I'm actually kind of excited about. Go put on some um, pink clothes since Barbie came out this week, and we must wear pink. Why wait for Wednesday? It's happening today. I want to say happy weekend, and if you were able to run this week, congratulations. Good for you. And how? I really hope you were careful. The temperatures in Denver right now are very close to 100, and that's makes me a little bit less excited to get dressed up and go out and sweat all through a really nice dress. But some of you are in Texas where it's 110, Phoenix where it's 106, Austin where it's 103. I shudder to look anywhere else because I know that that's just the temperature, not the real feeling. Does not include the humidity, which is terrifying to me. I moved to Denver not thinking it was going to be as hot as it is right now, and I really want to go. But when I think about where we're going to go next, I don't know, because anywhere not this hot has humidity and or mosquitoes, the two things I've learned to live without. And I'm a little spoiled now. I don't know if there's any hope or path back for me. But to that end, let's talk about the heat. So this week, I went to see my doctor, kicking and screaming. I have my old PCP from 5 years ago, who I only see once a year to maintain one medication that I'm on, and I just obviously I've had a lot medically over these past 5 years and a lot of medical trauma, and I don't like going to the doctor if I don't have to. And when I have to, I'm a child, and I don't apologize for it. Those doctors need to apologize to me as far as I'm concerned. So while I'm seeing her, she's like, but you've still got this really high heart rate, all the other things. Don't you want to explore that? I'm like, So I let her talk me into seeing the cardiologist, which they managed to get me in pretty quickly. I saw them on Friday, and within 10 minutes into this visit, she was like, yeah, no, your textbook, it's called POTS, POTS, something postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. I was like, and what's funny to me is that I have never really heard of this. I was like, oh, that's the thing old people get, where they stand up they have to be really careful when they stand up. I had no idea younger people got it. It never crossed my mind that I could have it. And it's a really, of course, like many other things, there's no specific cure or medication. There's just a path forward. And the number one thing at the top of the list is avoid heat, which made me laugh because I've been forcing this body to do hot yoga now for about 2 months with mixed results. I cannot make it all the way through a class. I sit down multiple times. I sit down whenever I need to. Everyone's been really nice about it, but it still hurts my heart. Like, I should be showing improvement. I've been doing this for a while. Same with my running. I've been doing the same things, not huge volumes of it, but I can't do huge volumes of it. What I can do, though, I would expect to see or feel some improvement to be able to hold a little longer, sustain the usual metrics of when you're trying to develop fitness. Absolutely none of them have applied to me for a very long time, and I didn't really have an answer why until now. So it's not like I'll never run again or nothing fatalistic. It's just like, you're where you are right now. This is a cyclical thing. Maybe you've had it your whole life, probably not. Odds are it's connected to the long COVID that destroyed so many other parts of my body. But my understanding is most people either outgrow it or their body will go through cycles, periods where it's a thing, and then periods where it's barely a factor. So we're hoping for the best, and incorporating some of these lifestyle changes, starting with all kinds of yoga, but not hot yoga. I'm supposed to avoid the heat at all costs. I've got to double my water intake, and in lieu, adding to that, I've got to have 4 tablespoons of salt each day. I'm still trying to work that out. They want me to have, but I'm supposed to avoid sugar too, because sugar can make it all worse. I'm like, well, luckily I can't consume that at all. I'm supposed to wear a girdle. It's not a joke. Compression around the abdominal area is supposed to be super helpful. I'm supposed to wear compression stockings whenever possible. Luckily, I'm a runner, and I have a whole bunch of those. And what else? I can't even get through the rest of it. I'm supposed to drink lots and lots of hydration drinks. The only thing on the list that I can legitimately drink is sugar-free coconut water. So I don't love coconut water, but I'm getting real used to it. So there we are. The fun things about this list of things that I'm supposed to do, lifestyle changes I'm supposed to incorporate in order to embrace POTS and minimize its impact, are all things that are pretty darn good ideas, minus the 4 tablespoons of salt. You probably don't need that. You definitely don't need that much. But these are all things that would be really helpful to deal with this heat. I want to reinforce what I said last week. Heat stroke, heat exhaustion, both are terrible and they take months to recover from. Now would be a really good time when it's hot outside to not go outside. If you have a fall race, be it a half or a full, we have plenty of time to get ready for that. If you're doing one in September, okay, we don't have plenty of time to get ready for that, but we got plenty of time to find something else to do rather than try to force ourselves outside, taking big risks in this heat. I would say one of my favorite sports drinks has always been 3 parts water, 1 part coconut water, a squeeze of lime, all the juice of half a lime, all the juice of half a lime. That was a grammatically sound sentence structure. Sorry. And then a hearty sprinkle of salt on top of it. Mix all that together, and you've got a terrific, organic, very cheap sports drink. That is to this day one of my favorite things. I think Ellie Kempton gave me that recipe a long time ago. It's still really good. Now is a good time for that because you're going to need more than water when the dew point is above 94. So when it's hot and it's humid outside and the real feel is higher than 94, that means you're going to have trouble cooling off even in the shade. So I think I said it's the wet bulb temperature of 94. So I only recently learned what that was. Do not Google it. It is really scary, but that we have surpassed 94 wet bulb temperature multiple days in a row here in Denver. So it's definitely happened in other places too, because it's nowhere near as hot here as it is in Austin and in Phoenix. So to that end, adding more salt to your food, not huge amounts like I'm going to have to do, but adding salt, maybe taking some salt tabs if you know you're going to be doing hard or longer workouts. These are good ideas because your body's going to churn through salt. It's going to sweat at a much higher rate. You're going to be losing all that salt and all those fluids when you sweat, when you go outside, in order to maintain homeostasis. You're also going to need more B12 and vitamin D than usual because in tandem, when your body's that hot, it is going to think that it is stressed. It's a physical stress, heat exhaustion. So you need more vitamins to try to fight that off and so help your body maintain homeostasis. Not saying your nutrition has to be perfect, but you do need to think about it a little bit. Maybe this is not the time to have super heavy fried foods because that's more work for your body to digest. It's also not the time maybe for totally raw vegetables because that's also more work and more water for your body to digest. So it's really great for cooling soups and for smoothies and for simple carbohydrates, whatnot. Anything that's going to be less work for your body, less stress for your body is a good time. It's a good idea right now. Again, running, let's try to not do it in the middle of the day in full sun. You don't get a prize for doing it the hardest way possible, but you could get heat exhaustion. That's not a prize. It's not something you want. If we can get up a little earlier to do it to do it before the sun comes up, if we can do it in a gym, on a treadmill, on a recumbent bike, if we can just say, hey, you know what, this week's going to suck. I think I'm going to spend it indoors doing all the things that I don't normally do at the gym, and I'm just going to play. Great, go do that. We can recover from a couple weeks of playing around a lot more easily than we can recover from heat exhaustion, heat stress, heat stroke as we go into fall racing season, whether or not you have an event on the calendar. So also swimming is good. It's a good time to do that. Also indoors is better if you can do it because you're going to, if you are outdoors swimming in the sun, you are going to be losing your body's water at a much faster rate. So careful doing anything strenuous in the sun, even if you're just swimming. If you're swimming in the sun in the middle of the day, what you're doing, your body might disagree and think that's pretty darn hard. So there you go. Leg and core lifting and resistance training is supposed to be great, but I can't even think about that. So there is a little surprise that we're going to be rolling out this week. Brenda Haskell has recorded a video of a new strength series that I'm rolling out to everyone to give you an incentive to stay indoors. I'm going to give you a free workout led by Brenda. I'm going to be sharing this on some of our social media accounts. Free workout led by Brenda called Summer Surprise. We will be posting that to our Instagram a little bit later tonight, along with the first video of demonstrations. So if you have a Swiss ball, go put a little more air in it. If you have a Bosu ball, pump that up too. You can do these on a wobble pod or a wobble pad. You don't specifically need a Bosu ball. A Swiss ball, though, is great. Or if you have a small squishy ball, if you've done any of my burn programs, sunburn, whatnot in the past, you bring out that squish ball, keep it about 75% inflated, 25% deflated. That will work for these moves as well. So surprise, it's hot, but that doesn't mean that we have to sit still, even though sitting still feels really good. And so does laying down. You're coached. You are loved. Whether you're in Austin in 103-degree heat or in Denver trying to manage POTS, I promise. If you're here, you're winning at life. Thank you for being with me, supporting my small woman-owned business for one more week. Please don't take any chances out there, y'all. Don't do it.